It's Sunday. The sun is out. It's warm. It's actually been pretty warm here in Southern California. And so today I figured it was the perfect time to finally go through this camping tote that's literally been posted up out here for way too long. This stuff has been out here since we did the backyard camping party for Penelope's 7th birthday, and that was 2 years ago. We've got a trip to Joshua Tree coming up real soon, and so I'm trying to get everything prepared. I've noticed with camping and all of the vlogs that I've watched and the TikTok videos and being on Pinterest, some people are either super prepared or not really prepared at all. And I'm no expert. It's our first camping trip, so I'm hoping to land somewhere in the middle. Anyway, I'm out here rinsing things off, checking what's still good inside of the tote and in the boxes and what literally just needs to get tossed in the trash. And it was all good and chill until he showed up. Or they showed up. Y'all, I don't even know. One huge spider, or the truth is it could have even been 2 spiders, because I saw it in 2 different places, but it's possible it could have crawled from one space to another. Either way, y'all, the shit got real dramatic real fast because, yeah, yikes.
Fuck that. Those 2 big ass spiders. They were both like this big. 2 of them. 2. I don't even want to clean this stuff. I just want to throw it away. I'll just get new chairs. Finished walking about 3 miles, and it's Monday morning. I feel good. Today's walk was good. Monday, oh yeah, no school tomorrow either, yo, cause we on break, yeah.
Mom, bro, when is this day gonna end? It's been like 16 million hours.
The day literally just started, but okay, son. So I went to the storage unit yesterday and I needed to get some stuff out for our camping trip. I had to get the tents and some other just random stuff that I needed. I went to grab a suitcase though, and I had no idea what was inside of this suitcase. And so this was a really good, I feel like it was a really good way to capture like some of those really raw moments in grief. I haven't really talked a lot about my grief journey and just, you know, living life after loss here a lot. But, you know, life is difficult and it's different. And, you know, losing a spouse isn't just the day that it happens. It isn't just the month after. It isn't, you know, it isn't just a year after. Like, this is a lifetime loss for my children. It's a lifetime loss for me. It's things like going to the storage and having, you know, his stuff fall out of a suitcase that bring back this flood of like emotions and memories. And so the process is just, you know, always something grief related. But anyways, let's take a look at what I found. So I'm in the storage. I'm getting out a bunch of stuff that we're gonna need for our camping trip. It's a mess in here and it's so dusty. And I'm pretty annoyed because a lot of this furniture and stuff that I have in here should have been covered. It should have been covered in plastic. Rookie mistake. Like, I've never had to put anything in storage before, just not knowing when I put everything in here that it was going to be in here for 2+ years, that, you know, but it's starting to collect a lot of dust in here. And so I feel like some of my stuff is getting damaged. I need to have a day probably where I come in here and just pull everything out and go through it, get rid of stuff, clean stuff up, and then cover the stuff that I'm gonna keep and whatever else. I don't know, like, it's a lot, but I had to come and get the tents because they're in here. I needed to get our pop-up canopy, and there's several other little things in here that I've been able to grab that I think would be good additions to take with us. But I wanted to say something because, so Sean had a suitcase and it was in the back of the truck. I know the last visit that he went somewhere before he passed away was out to come and see us. It was my birthday weekend, and that Sunday we went out to dinner, and then that next Monday we all went and got breakfast and stuff. We all went to the park, we did homeschool together, and then he had a flight to catch Monday evening, and he passed away in the night on Thursday. I don't know how long this suitcase had been in his thing. I never opened it. I just kind of put it in the storage, but it's a nice suitcase and it's brand new. He had just recently bought it, like, before he passed away. And so I figured, oh, let me grab that suitcase, and that way I can sort of pack a bunch of stuff in there to take too, since it's got like it's like a hard cover on the outside of the suitcase. And so I'm like, why is this so heavy? And I just opened the suitcase, and literally, like, he's got all this stuff like packed inside of here. And I just realized I've never opened this suitcase. So I don't know, like, that just felt really bittersweet. I feel like these are those moments that grief can sort of just like come and hit you at any time, right? Like, I'm fine today. Today's not a griefy day. Today's not a sad day, anything like that. And then lo and behold, you know, like, you open a treasure trove of stuff and it just floods a bunch of shit in. And so these are the messy parts of grief that no one talks about, the messy parts of loss. These are the parts that consistently show up in the life of the person who's lost someone, especially a spouse, that other people don't go through. But let's go look and see what's in it. It's like a t-shirt.
Oh, this is the most dustiest, crustiest, mustiest song ever.
Work uniform. More shirts. He was all packed up.
Got some kind of sand in it.
Well, this little box was an interesting find. Been looking all over for this. We couldn't find his wedding ring. It's in this suitcase the whole time. Little bracelet I gave him. One of the kids gave him, I don't know. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. You have a good day as well. Over the last 2 years in my grieving process and through this journey of loss. So for those of you who are new or who have never been around the channel before, 2.5 years ago, my husband died, and 9 months after that, my best friend died. Both of them have been here on the vlog a lot, and those were two major significant people in my life and people that were a part of my everyday life experience. So it's been difficult and challenging and also rewarding navigating the last couple of years. For sure, everything is different. Losing someone, especially a partner or someone that you lived with or, have children with or was building a life with, just it's very different. But in all of that, I've managed to do some really incredible things that I think are really incredible. For starters, every Friday night for almost 9 months on TikTok, I was going live with a group of people. I would host the live and I would have a topic and we would talk and we would learn and then we would share our stories, and it felt like a beautiful grief support group. And so doing those has been so helpful. I feel like me and the other women who have been a part of doing these live streams, we've really been able to just take really big steps and strides in our own grief. But I think that, we've been able to help other people who just randomly happen to fall into the live or, who were invited to speak or any of that. But I have learned, and I feel like I've always known this, but of course, I've learned through that telling our stories is really important, and sharing is really important for developing connections with people who are experiencing the same thing as you. And so I always think that that's really important. But anyways, I have been writing for a really long time. And when I say really long time, I was the kid in 2nd and 3rd grade who would fill up remember those papers, and they weren't vertical, they were horizontal, and they had the big lines on them and they went across the page like this. I would write these stories and draw these pictures and, story by, illustration by, edited by, and it would be 12, 13, 14 pages, and I really enjoyed making stories. I won't say that I'm a full-on fiction writer because I have not done any works of fiction at all, but back in 2018, I think, if you guys remember, I shared with you guys that I did the Smart Girls journal. So I've been in my little writing bag. So in 2023, I got my breathwork certifications, and I have been wanting to start something in my community or just start working with people. But over the last couple of years of just working with these breathwork certifications and sort of allowing what I want to do with them and how I want to move forward with that particular piece of experience and expertise, and just kind of trying to let it unfold naturally, I ended up writing a breath guide called the Breath Initiative, and I wanted it to be 12 sessions, but in a book, so you can come to it anytime. You can pop into whichever week feels good for you, or you can follow it as kind of a 12-week thing. And I spent so much time trying to get that whole piece together. And then maybe 6 months later, I was I want to do this for grief. I want to do this for the individuals who are grieving, who need a tangible piece of something. And then after doing all of that, I feel it kind of just grew and developed into sort of this hope for being able to use this book as more a textbook or a steeple offering for people. So you want to tap into breathwork as a part of your grief journey and healing process, then I have this tangible book that you can use. So yeah, I'll explain more about the book later, but I do self-publish using KDP on Amazon, and so I have about 4 or 5 journals out there in the universe now, and I'm really proud of myself for that. But this one I'm so proud of. And so when I pulled up today, my copy is here, my author copies have arrived, and so I'm so excited. It goes live next week, so let's open it up and see what the actual physical copy looks like. And she's I know,
So inside there are stories, there are breathwork techniques and instructions, and then journal prompts as well as blank space for you to write. So I'm just going to get some pictures to put in my video that I'm going to do for TikTok, as well as, of course, to send to some of my friends because I'm excited to share. They've been on board with me through this whole thing, and so I'm really excited.
I think it looks so good. I feel like the words are probably a little bit tinier than I expected them to be, than they looked in the draft. I probably could have went a size higher with the font, but I am happy. I'm gonna look it over, and yeah, I'm super excited about this one. I definitely have some intentions to set around what I would like to see happen with this particular piece of work, but that's going to be it for this vlog. I'm going to end it here. I will catch you guys in the next vlog. I hope that everyone has a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.